Name one goal that you have that you want to achieve in 2025. And what if I told you that you can achieve it by simply reverse engineering your goals? Now you ask me, what does that mean and how can I actually do it? Well, you can use ChatGPT to very easily plan out your goals from the back in 6 easy steps. Reverse engineering is when you break down your big goals into actionable steps and then you execute it. So you start with your desired goal and then you work backwards to achieve it. So you have to figure out what are the steps that you need to go from achieving it to actually doing it. In today's video, we're going to be looking at how to map out your goals for 2025 to make sure that you reach them this year, and we're going to be using ChatGPT to help us. Step 1 is clarifying your end goal. What is the ultimate goal? So let's say, for example, you want to say that my goal for this year is to buy a house. My goal for this year is to write a book. My goal for this year is to lose 10 kilos. You can then use ChatGPT to be able to plan out and map out the goal and the strategy for how you're going to get there. The second one is, now that you have your goal, you want to break it down into specific milestones. If you have a goal of, let's say, losing 10K this year, you can then say, okay, in month 1, I want to lose 1 kilo. In month 2, I want to lose 2. In month 3, I want to lose another 1, and keep on going. And ChatGPT will help you map out that goal. Now, obviously, losing 10 kilo is an easy kind of milestone. You can figure that out yourself. But when it comes to something like being a successful entrepreneur, or starting your own business, or doing something a lot more complex, sometimes it's quite hard to figure out how to get there and the steps that you need to be able to get there. So being able to use something like ChatGPT makes it really easy for you, because it just gives you those determined steps, and all you need to do is then give timelines for them and use that as a milestone. The third step is to set actionable steps. Now that you've determined what the milestones are, so you know that in month 1 I need to achieve this, in month 2 I need to achieve that, in month 3 I need to be able to do X, Y, and Z, you now need to break that down even more into specific goals. So within month 1, to be able to achieve the research, the market research that you're going to do for your business, you need to do what? You need to start an Instagram page, you need to find 50 people that you can ask, you can do a poll on Instagram, like what are the exact actionable steps that you need to do to be able to achieve that milestone. So can you see how we're going backwards now? We're not just starting from, let's open an Instagram and try to figure it out. We're saying, I want to open a business, I want to become successful in X avenue. So to be able to do that, I need to achieve these things every single month. To be able to do that, I need to break it down into this step that I'm going to do this month. And you're really breaking it down and going backwards. And ChatGPT is honestly amazing for this. Number 4 is you need to identify any potential challenges. Now the problem is, when you don't reverse engineer, you stumble across the challenges as you go along. And what that does is it becomes quite difficult, because you're not necessarily preempting those challenges. So as you start the business, you start the Instagram, you realize, oh, I need to create content. I don't have time to do that. Oh, I need to do X, Y, and Z. Oh, I'm not getting enough followers. I don't have a strategy. And you're now having to figure things out as you go along, which makes it does take a lot longer. And when I started my business, I sort of did it like this, because I didn't realize the power of reverse engineering my goals. But since I always go backwards, and I always use this method, and it always works for me. I even use this method for moving to Dubai, because I said to myself, in a year's time, I want to move there. So what do I need to do? I need to get rid of my items in my house. I need to find a job. I need to do X, Y, and Z. And we worked backwards to be able to achieve that goal, rather than just doing random things in the hope that I will reach that goal, if that makes sense. So ChatGPT can really help you with anticipating any potential roadblocks that will come along in the future. And then it can also help you with solutions in advance, and it can also help you with making sure that you maybe don't reach those kind of challenges, or you can avoid them as much as you can. The 5th thing is that you need to track your progress. If you want to reverse engineer your goals, you can't just expect things to happen as they happen. You need to have very, very strict deadlines, saying that in month 1, I want to achieve this. In month 2, I want to achieve that. And having those very strict deadlines, even within the month. In week 1, I want to do this. In week 2, I want to do that. And I really recommend using the 12-week goal system, which is essentially having like 1 week of having a goal and an action, and then the second week having another goal and an action, which leads you to the ultimate goal at the end of the 12 weeks. And so it just gives you a bit of a very quick timeline and quick deadlines, which allows you to move a little bit faster than hoping for things to kind of come true at the end of the year. This is like at the end of the month, at the end of the week. There's things that you have to kind of achieve. I actually have my own productivity community that I just recently launched called the Productivity Blueprint, and it's essentially a course and community membership all in one. It's a one-off payment, and I'll leave a link for it down below if you want to go and check it out and join. And I'm on a mission to have the largest productive community that is led by a woman. So I'm hoping to have 1,000 members by the end of the year. So what you get is you get 55 or I think more high quality videos which go through 3 different parts. So part 1 is kind of your vision, thinking about your values and your mindset and your goals. Then part 2 is actually how are we going to action this? How are we now going to turn this vision into reality? And then the third part is a bit of a bonus for any parents out there who want to think about how to raise productive children, essentially, because I haven't seen anything like this before. So then also on top of that, you get loads of workbooks and sort of handbooks that you can use in your own time. And last but not least, you also have a community membership which allows you access to the Telegram group, where we're talking all the time about things that we have challenges with, things that we have issues with, and just kind of sharing our wins and our goals. So if you want to join, I'll leave the link for it down below. It's just a one-off payment, and yeah, please join the largest productivity community led by a woman. I'm going to do it this year. Then step number 6, this is the last step. You need to revise and adjust your goals. Now, if you want to reverse engineer, you know what the ultimate end goal is, right? But you also haven't done anything yet to get there. So as you start to do things, as you start to get to a point where you're starting to action the steps and kind of the process, you might notice that your goals need to change slightly. Your process needs to change slightly. Maybe the dates, the timeline, things need to change. So you have to be constantly reviewing your goals. And that's completely okay. A lot of us get really thrown off when our goals don't work to plan, or like when things don't happen, or when we fail, or when there's challenges, but that's absolutely okay. The best thing to do again here is to use again ChatGPT to be able to ask ChatGPT, how can I overcome this situation? I'm running behind, things are not working out. This has happened, I'm not getting 50 followers, I am struggling with X, Y, and Z. What can I do to mitigate this? How can I now do something to be able to overcome this and still continue on with my goal? And by reverse engineering your goal, you have that end goal in mind at all moments of time, and you're starting from that end goal and you're going backwards, which is what I like I said, for the past couple of years I've used this a lot. Even when it comes down to like family planning and having kids, I've almost reverse engineered it, because I said to myself, I want this by this point and I'm going to try my best. Of course, you never know what happens, but I'm going to try my best to work backwards to get to that point where that is what, that is when I have like, it's so funny, this is going to sound crazy, but even as far as like, I want to give birth in September, because then I would have the whole of the summer holiday mat leave. So I had to work backwards like 9 months. When is that going to be? And these are all a thought process that mean that you can achieve your goal. Of course, things can happen, not everything occurs as easily as that, but at least if you have that intention, you are more likely to be able to reach your goal than if you just kind of say, well, I'm just going to do whatever, I'm just going to roll with the punches. You're less likely to be able to achieve them in a timely manner. So I hope you found this video helpful, and I hope it was helpful to see how you can use ChatGPT to be able to reverse engineer your goals. And if you want to see something like this and other videos similar to this, then please follow me. There's a lot more coming this year. And please join the Productivity Blueprints, which I want to become the largest community led by a woman, helping you and supporting you through your goals and giving you that community and that kind of showing you how I did it and giving you all the tips, the realistic tips to do it in a sustainable way, not overnight. So if you like this, then please subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one.